What's up guys, today I'm going to show you one of the most craziest chess gambits of all times. The secret way to crush the Petrov defense. It's the killer Cochrane gambit. Let's go. So e4, e5, knight to f3, and here black has many options and black chooses the move knight to f6. This is the Russian game or the Petrov's defense, and this is quite popular at the grandmaster level, which leads to a drawish game. And again, white has many options. I would recommend you to just take this pawn. And here, of course, today we are not discussing the Stafford gambit with knight to c6. And the main line here is d6. And before showing that, if your opponent takes the pawn on e4, then your opponent has just lost this game, because you can just go queen to e2. So this is a trap. And if knight goes back to f6, then we can play this exciting move, knight to c6, and the queen is trapped. Queen comes to e7, then also we take with the knight, and we just, like, the queen's gone, we just won the game. So, and in this position, if black plays queen to e7, then we can just take this knight. They can't take, so black was copycatting, like the copycat variation. So if black plays d6, we're gonna go d4, and after takes, white is just a healthy pawn up. This is a completely dominating game. If you see the advantage, it's more than 1 point advantage. So let's go back. So at this position, black plays the move d6, and here the most popular move is knight to f3. Sometimes player also go to like knight c4 or knight d3, but the Cochrane gambit starts with this super amazing sacrifice with knight takes f7, and this is just super crazy. When I saw this first time, I was like, is this even possible? So again, not to mention, if black plays like anything like queen to e7, we can just take the rook, and we don't have to worry this because we can play queen e2, and it's just completely winning for white because we are just an exchange up. So yeah. So at this position, black takes the knight, and here we have again two choices, d4 and knight f3. You can choose anyone. First, I'm showing the move knight to f3. So in this position is also one move bishop c4, which is like one of the most popular moves that everyone plays this, but you don't can like just go to direct attack, because direct attack is not gonna work. And here in the Cochrane gambit, we build up the pieces, we just build up the power and just attack. Again, remember, the center is very important in the Cochrane gambit. So here we play knight to c3, and again here there are two variations. First is bishop e6, the most popular move. Second is bishop e7. So the main idea up here for white is to go bishop c4, because black wants to hide the king up there. So here, that's why black plays bishop e6, so that bishop c4 is not possible. Well, here we are going to play d4. So again, we are taking the center, and black plays bishop e7. And here we are going to go f4, so we are taking the full center as much as possible. And here black plays rook f8, rook e8, doesn't matter. So black is again doing the artificial castling, which is like the option for black. And if you see any game of the Cochrane gambit, most of the players, 99%, just goes for the artificial castling. And if black achieves this, then this is just great for black. Well, here we are going to go f5, attacking the bishop. And if you look at the advantage, black is a piece up, but then also it's white who has the advantage with more than 1 point advantage. So after f5, the bishop goes back, and here we come with the move bishop to c4, attacking the king. There's only one move, king to e8, and here we reveal a surprise. So we castle, and now we are just ready to go with e5, and then queen comes, and the game is just over. So what does black do? Black goes with knight to c6, stopping e5. Well, it's not gonna stop, because here we're gonna play bishop f4, again renewing the threat of e5. Let's say black plays like anything. Let's say they just go a5. We go e5, and after takes, the knight is attacked. So let's say knight goes on g8. This is completely winning for white, because after queen h5, the game is over. So let's say go g6, you just take, and the mate is coming. There's nothing which black can do. So let's say queen goes there, you can take this pawn here, you can just promote a new queen, and I'm sure you can win this game. This is a completely winning game. So that's why at this point, bishop e6 is not a good move. So now let's discuss the move bishop to e7. So idea of black is to just go rook f8 and castle and like go for the artificial castling as soon as possible. Well, here we have the opportunity. You're gonna go d4, taking the full center. And after black goes rook f8, so in this position, there's a difference in rook e8 and rook f8. The best move by the Indian is rook e8. And if your opponent plays rook f8, then he's like losing. Because here we have this move, bishop to c4 check. And here black goes with bishop e6. We can just take this bishop. And here we can play queen to f3. And after black again goes king f7, trying to go king g8 and king h8. We have this surprising shock move, e5. So takes. This knight can't move because it's pinned. We regain our all material, and this is a completely dominating game. Also notice this queen is attacking this b7 pawn, and if you see the advantage again, it's completely dominating for white. And also, white is just 2 pawns up, so there's nothing for black. So at this point, the move rook f8 is not possible. So black goes rook e8, and here we again go bishop to f4, bishop to c4 check. And here black has two options: either go bishop to e6 or to go back on the square. So wait a second, yeah. So let's say black plays bishop e6. We can again go with this the same thing which we did, and can again go to the same position. The only difference is rook is not on f8, and this is also completely fine. But again, as you can see, the advantage is not there for white. What you can do here, you can play this prophylactic move b5, and after bishop, let's say, goes anywhere, so let's say go bishop g4 attacking the queen. To try to gain the tempo, we can go f3, and after something like bishop h5, we can play this move e5. After black takes, we have this move b6, and now white is just crushing this game. The bishop is attacked. This is this check. After king f8, we can just take this bishop, and if they take with the rook, they just lose their queen. So they just lost the queen. So after queen takes e7, this is also a very pleasant game for white. If you see the advantage, it's again very good for white. But here, one thing I want to mention, you can't castle at this point because then you're going to lose, because there is this move queen to c5 check, and this is a fork on the bishop. So what I recommend here is go bishop e3. So now we can castle, and there's no queen c5 here. And this is a very pleasant and good position for white. And this is just a very comfortable game. So at this point, it's obvious that after bishop c4, it's good to go on king to f8. Well, here we are gonna go castle on the king side, and again we're gonna go f4 and all. So let's say black plays like here anything. So let's say they go a5. Well, here we have two plans, so two attacking ideas. The first one is to go queen to f3, and let's say black plays something like b6 here. We can just go e5. After takes, this knight is pinned, we regain the material, and if you see the advantage, it's just more than 3. So this is just completely winning. You can see it's 4 now, so just a completely winning game. The other idea is to go f4, which I usually like more. So let's say they go a5. f4 is a long-term idea, so they are like, so with f4 we are building up the position. Let's say they can go something like b6. Well, now we can again go e5, and takes, you are just completely losing this position again. Advantage is now again 4-point advantage. Let's go back. So in this position, there's another move for black, which is the best move c6. The idea is to go d5 and hit the bishop and just strike at the center. But here we can go bishop b3, so now there is no d5, and if black goes d5, then here we're gonna go e5, attacking the knight, and let's say the white knight goes on knight bd7, it looks that we can go queen f3, and this is just completely winning for white, but we just forgot that the bishop is not active. So here just black can just go king g8, and advantage is now gone to black. This is a better pleasant game for black. So at this point, what I do is just go f4. f4 is a much stronger move. We are again building up the position. So always remember, when you have an option to choose for f4 or queen f3, choose f4, because f4 just builds up the position and has more attacking ideas. So yeah, let's say black goes king g8, so going out of this line. Well, here we again can go f5, f6, just can create counterplay, and advantages with white. So you can see it's 1 point advantage. What I like is to go knight to e2. So now we are building up the position. And the idea of the move knight to e2 is not only one, there are two ideas. Well, we can go with knight to g3, and then we can just plot our knight. The other idea is that we have now the move c6. As c6 goes, this is a really nice pawn chain, and the bishop can come back. Let me show you. So after knight e2, let's say they go rook f8, we can now go with c3, and we have now built up this pawn chain up here. Let's say they go king h8, we can now go knight g3. Let's say they just develop a piece to knight a6. We can now come with this move bishop c2, and now if you look the piece activity, it's just complete crushing position for white. Just look at the piece activity, and again the advantage is just more than on 3. It's just completely win. So yeah, that's a black plays some like g6 to stop the diagonal of this bishop. Well, here we have the move f5, and after takes, we are going to take with the knight. And here, if you see the advantage of white, it's just immense. This is a completely destroyable position. We can just destroy black from here. There are like tons of ideas. So all our pieces are active, just leaving the rook on a1. So we have now ideas like, so we can just, so if you see our knight, it's just attacking a lot. It has a lot of attacking potential. Our rook is covering this line. We can also go with our rook up here, and we can go for rook lift, attack the king. This queen is just gonna come here and just attack. Our other bishop is just gonna, it's just there, it's gonna attack, and this is just a completely, I mean, I don't know, black is just completely losing. There's nothing. And the best part is black is just a piece up. So at this point also black is piece up. Black has 7 pieces, we have 6 pieces. And black should be ashamed that instead of piece up, there's nothing for black. So in chess, piece activity plays a very important role. And this is just a completely, losing position for black. So now let's see the other variation which I was talking about. It was d5. Just wait a second. Yes, so at this point, instead of knight c3, we can go d4. And if let's say black just goes directly with something like bishop e6, we can go bishop d3, bishop e7, castle, and again it's almost the same position. So yeah, again gonna go with knight f3, knight c3, f4, queen f3, and just again going for a center break. And this is almost the same position. If you now go back, you must have thought that after king takes f7 and d4, why can't black just take this pawn? Well, this is a trap here. So if knight takes e4 comes, we have this move, queen to h5. Now there are a lot of options for black. Let's see all of them. So if black goes king g8, they just lost the game in just one move. So after queen d5, it's mate. Of course, they have bishop e6, but after queen takes e6, it's a beautiful checkmate. In this position, if they go, let's say, king to e7, well, here we have this move. Queen to e2, just going back and attacking, and the knight is pinned. And one thing I want to mention, that in this position, you can't go queen h4, because there is the move knight f6, and now you just lost the king. And black is just completely winning this thing. So from here you have to remember you don't have to go h4, which looks very appealing. You have to go back to e2 and the knight is pinned. If they go d5, you can just go f3 and we have regained our material. So let's say knight c6 takes. We are just completely winning this game. If you look the advantage, it's tremendous. Black has to resign this game. So here we go back. In this position, if they go f6, you're gonna go e2, where you're gonna go h4, queen to h4, and now knight f6 is not possible. If king moves anywhere, they just lost the queen. If knight comes, let's say knight g5, we can take with the bishop or queen, doesn't matter. Again, the queen is lost. And in this position, if they play the move g5, then we are gonna take the knight, and this is also a winning position for white. And if you see the advantage, it's again more than 2. If they go bishop f5, we can just take this pawn. This is just a very good position for white. Last but not the least, what happens if black plays the move g6? Well, here we're gonna go with queen to d5 check, and after the move bishop to e6, you're gonna just take the knight. And again, if you count the material, white is just a pawn up, and this is again a very good position for white. So black has 6 pawns, whereas white has 7 pawns. But pawns doesn't matter here. The thing is, white is having the piece activity. It's a very strong position. Also, the b7 pawn is on hang, so let's say they just bluntly go on d7. You can just take the pawn, and it's a good position. If we see the advantage, of course, it's good for white. It's more than 1.5 advantage, and it's completely crushing position for white. So guys, this was the amazing, awesome, and dominating the Cochrane Gambit. And now I'm sure if anyone plays the Petrov, you're gonna kill them. You're gonna surprise them with this shocking move, knight takes f7. Beautiful sacrifice for the Cochrane Gambit. Well guys, that's all for today. I'll meet you in the next video. Till then, be safe, be healthy, and keep watching Incredible Chess. And if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, subscribe right now. We're very near to 100 subscribers. Bye.